A stranger just came over to me to check that I was okay in the car park, and now I can't stop crying. Because it's like, you just forget that you're actually human, you know? And someone treats you like you're human. But he just kept saying, I know I'm just a stranger, but you'll pull through, like, you're gonna be okay.
That really got me. She wasn't crying because someone gave her money. She was crying because someone stopped and treat her like a human. That tells you how lonely this kind of struggle can be.
Hey everybody, my name is Tyler, and because of the out of control inflation that we're having in our country right now and rent prices being over $1,500 a month, I have been outpriced at the rental market, and I live here in my car full time, and I wanted to give you a brief tour. So starting with the bed here, it is a 3-inch memory foam mattress topper, super comfortable. I have about 4 layers of blankets, which keeps me warm, especially right now we've got 20-degree weather at night, so it's pretty cold. Moving over here, I have my cooler. I've had a few people tell me I'm not supposed to have this cooler because I live in my car, but it actually was a birthday gift last year for my 30th birthday, and I just can't part with it. I absolutely love it. Keeps all my food cold and fresh for days. I absolutely just adore this cooler, so I'm not going to get rid of it. And in the back there, you can see I have 2 really comfortable pillows.
Just listen to that. He did not say he did not want to work. He said he was priced out of the rent market, and now his car has become his bed. That's how bad housing price has become for some people.
You have no idea how many people have to sleep in their cars and still show up to work with you the next day. Please just be kind to people, because in this economy we're currently in, it's something like we haven't seen since the Great Depression era. And it's a weird economy because we have the technology, so it feels like we're not doing as bad. But when you actually look at the numbers, especially for people with kids mainly, see, I don't have any kids, so I'm able to actually do pretty good for myself. But be kind to people, especially the people with kids, because the inflation is so high, everything's unaffordable. It's whole families sleeping in minivans right now. That's almost the new normal, believe it or not. So just remember that you never know what somebody next to you going through, and you never know what you're going to be going through. So always have gratitude for what you have now, whether that's a car roof, whether that's a van roof, whether that's a house roof, or just a tent roof, or, you know, even not even having any roof and just having your health. Just please keep it on the forefront of your mind that having gratitude and being kind goes a long way.
And this is the part people don't see. The person walking next to you could be sleeping in their car last night. People serving you could be worrying about where they are going to sleep tonight, and you will never know, because people still go to work, they still smile, they still act like everything is okay.
So let me get this straight. We can't afford rent because rent prices are increasing so much to push us out to buy homes. But the interest rate is so high, you can't buy a home. And also you're not going to get funded for a home because of your debt to income ratio. So then what? And then homelessness or houselessness is becoming criminalized. So then what? I don't understand.
Now, this is a question. If you can't afford rent, you can't afford to buy a home, then what are people supposed to do? And that's what I want to know, because working hard is not enough if the cost of living keep running faster than your paycheck.
Your girl is freezing. So normally I just put on a hoodie, and I have my t-shirt blanket that I use to sleep in, and I've been okay. If I wake up cold, I normally just turn the heat on in the car for like 5 minutes, turn it off, go back to sleep. But it is 50 degrees outside, and my hair is still wet because I washed it after I went to the gym. So we're pulling out the 20-degree sleeping bag. This is what it looks like. Let's unzip it. The sleeping bag is about to my stomach, but honestly, this is already a lot warmer. Until my hat, gloves, and other warmer blanket comes, just gotta do it. Good night, y'all.
This is the part people don't see. Living in your car is not just about not having a bedroom. You are freezing at night. You're worrying about where you can park, and you are trying to stay warm in a vehicle that is not comfortable. That's survivor.
I've been living in my car with my 2 cats for several months, and I'm trying to figure out how to get out of that situation, but I don't really know what I can do. If the average price of an apartment is around $1,600 and you need to make 3 times the rent in order to be approved for an apartment, you have to make $4,800 a month, or at least $30 an hour. That's not happening right now. So I don't really know how I can get an apartment unless I can find a really well-paying job. I've been working a seasonal job that definitely doesn't pay $30 an hour, with the hopes that I could save up enough money and then move to a city I'd like to live in and find a landlord that might take pity on my soul and sign me to a lease even if I don't make the exact amount of income. But I just don't even know if that will actually be possible. I have a friend that can get me a serving job in California, but that's not guaranteed income, and everything I've tried to research says that servers have to have several months worth of income or bank deposits stacked up before they can consider being approved for an apartment. So I don't really know what to do, because California is also a lot harder to overnight park. So I don't even know if I can go down there and live in my car and work to build up income in order to be approved for an apartment. I don't really have a co-signer. I don't really know what I can do. So if anybody has advice, please let me know, because I'd like to give my little kitty cats homes.
And now she's trying to find a home for herself and her cat. But even getting an apartment can be difficult. You need enough income to qualify. You need deposits. You need proof of income. And if you are already struggling, getting to that point can feel impossible.
I climb in and get comfy and lay down. At first I was nervous when I built it that I wasn't going to have room, but it's actually very comfortable. I can twist and turn without being interrupted by this bar up top. At night when I close the door, I put my pillows on the side, and it almost insulates the vehicle more, and it also creates more of like a comfy environment. When it snowed, I laid like this and I had my blanket over me, and it was very calm and serene. When it was cold in here, I had the reflectix up, and that would help a lot with the coldness coming through the doors. In the summertime, it's been getting a little hot, and I use this USB fan, which is very helpful. I just plug it into any USB power source or even my car and let it run to get some airflow, because I don't have a max air fan in a small car. And then I also can peek the windows open and use this mesh that I have and put it over the windows. During the night, I put my cat's water bowl and dish up here, and I move my toilet right in the middle. Living with IBS is no joke, and when you have to go, you need to have that emergency source so that you don't have any accidents. You're probably wondering how this works. How do I sit on my toilet inside such a small vehicle? Well, I make do with what I can, and I'll show you how. Just like that. I can't sit up all the way, but it's not strenuous in any type of way. I just do what I gotta do, pull my pants up without knocking my light off, and tie up the bag and throw it away.
Look at how much effort goes into making the car feels like home. Pillows, blankets, window covers, fan, even a little toilet. They have to create an entire home inside a vehicle, and that's what's so sad. And something as basic as using the bathroom becomes a problem. When you have a home, you don't think twice about a distance. But when your car is your home, even basic human needs becomes a challenge.
Hey, I'm homeless. I live in my car, and I'm going to show you how I get ready for bed when it's cold outside. I think it's supposed to dip down into like the teens tonight, like 19 degrees or something like that. So first order of business is to warm this car up before I get all snug as a bug in my bed. So right now I have the car running with the heater going, and I'll do that for about 10 to 15 minutes. And I put my privacy curtains up on my front windows. This is what they look like. I don't know if you can see up close, but basically they have little clips that clip in here, and then I tie up here in the middle. And here's what my front windshield cover looks like. It's just one of these little doohickeys. And I always put my pillow up here in the front with me while I'm heating up my car so it gets nice and warm, because I hate sleeping on an ice cold pillow. And I put my back window covers on. I have to get out of the car and do that. They're these little, like, screen type ones. I guess they're like, I don't know, they're breathable. And they just slide over the glass. Here's a better idea of what they look like. They just slide on here. Like so, like that.
You can see how warming up the car, putting up the curtains, covering the window, getting the bed ready. This is not something you figure out for one night. This is a routine you develop when you have to do it over and over again.
Parked at a gas station right now. I just went in and washed my face and changed into my pajamas. Now we're gonna brush my teeth. I would normally brush my teeth in there, but I didn't want to use the gas station water. Actually, where is my toothbrush? Okay, I found it. I really need to throw away all the trash in my car, because since I'm in my car all the time, I end up with like empty water bottles in here. So I usually just use a gas station trash can. And take that, Alani. I spilled all my shells on the ground. That's a tomorrow problem. I definitely need to make my bed, but I don't know if I should make it here because I'm at a gas station and I don't want these people to know that I'm sleeping in my car so that they don't like follow me and steal me. I may just sleep with all the clothes back there. I made it to where we're sleeping, and now I just always make sure that the doors are locked. I usually like triple check. I'm actually gonna back in instead, and then I climb back there. Okay, this is the bed. I actually think I like all the clothes on top because it makes it less noticeable that I'm under all the clothes. Okay, good night. Let's hope I don't get stolen.
This part is really sad. She's not just worried about being caught. She's worried about someone finding out. She's hiding the fact that her car is at home. Imagine going to sleep every night worrying about your safety.
I live in my car because the cost of living in America is just too high. So I get questions like this, like what am I going to do if my car busts? Which I feel like is a weird way of phrasing that. But if my car does break down, I'll just get it fixed, and if it's a repair that costs more than $1,000, then I am just going to get rid of the car and then move to Europe and start a new life there. It's pretty simple. I have nothing tying me down to America.
Wait, so the backup plan for a $1,000 car repair is moving to Europe? I mean, that's one way to avoid a mechanic's bill. But it also shows how fragile this whole setup is when your car is basically your house.
And think about this. If your car is your home, what happens when your car breaks down? You don't just lose your transportation, you could lose your shelter too. That's how fragile the situation is. And I could understand, why he said that.
I lived in my car for 2.5 months around this time last year. And the only things I could eat was McDonald's. Well, afford to eat was McDonald's and Waffle House every single day. It would either be an all-star or I would get 2 cheeseburgers and a small fry from McDonald's. And I might add a cookie to that too, if I work hard enough that day. And some nights I would wake up in the middle of the night because my feet would be frozen cold. Now I have my own apartment. I used to make $2,200 a month. Now I'm making over $5,000 a month.
And here's another problem: when you don't have a kitchen, even eating can become expensive. You have to buy food outside. So those small meals add up. Even trying to save money can become harder. He eventually got out of that situation, but look at what changed. His income went from around $2,200 monthly to over $5,000. So what about people who can't double their income? That's where the real problem is. After watching all of this video, one thing it's very clear: these people aren't necessarily lazy. They are not refusing to work. Many of them are working. The problem is that housing and everyday expensive can outpace what people and when that happens, the car can become the last affordable place to sleep. And that should really make you stop and think, because you never know what the person next to you is going through. That person you see at work tomorrow might have slept in their car last night. So before we judge people for their situation, maybe we should ask what happened to get them there. So what do you think? Do you think American housing and cost of living crisis is pushing more working people into surviving mode? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you are new here, my name is Joy and you're welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe for more videos and turn up your notification. Thank you for watching with me, and I will see you in my next one.